the comments. Okay, so the reason I'm making this video today is because the homework seems to be tripping a lot of you up. You're not sure what to do with these compound claims here like this. So I have made the monster of all claims, and I have bribed my roommate and my friend with beers to help me walk you guys through this. So at some point, because it's just who I am, I taught both of them logic. I promise you can learn it too. They're going to be being my class today, so they can know what to do if I give you, or so you can know what to do if I give you a problem that is lengthy and horrifying like this one. Okay, so I'm just going to talk to them as though they're the class. I'm sorry you can't see them. Do you want to know who they are? There's Tim. Say hi, Tim.
Hello.
And there's AJ.
Hi.
Okay, that's all. So, y'all, what do I do? What's our first step? What do I do with this claim?
So first step is count the number of sentence atoms.
Okay, so, and do you guys know what sentence atoms are?
Variables?
Yeah, so the sentence atoms are just the number of letters we have here. So I've been calling them sentence atoms, but if you seek out supplementary resources, then they might not call them sentence atoms. So it's pretty clear. We've got a P, we've got a Q, we've got an R, we have another R, we have a P, and a Q. So we've got 3. We have a total of 3. And if you use that equation that I messed up before, that's going to be 2 raised to the number, which is, of course, 2 to the power of 3, which will yield you 8. All right, so that's obnoxious. I'm going to get that out of there. And we're going to start evaluating this. So what's the second thing we do, guys?
We figure out how many possible worlds this makes.
Okay, which I just explained. Thanks a lot. That's just a beer you're getting. So yeah, I'm sorry. I went ahead and explained that. I've gotten used to just talking to a computer screen. So yeah, we figure out how many possible worlds. That's going to be 8. We also, what's our third step?
We write every possible world.
So we've got to write every possible world. Tim, you sound so enthusiastic.
I really like this.
Yeah, a P. I don't believe you. A Q, and, oh, I read that back. A P, an R, and a Q. Let's do it in that order. Oh, this is going to mess up your cheat sheet, y'all. Okay. I gave them a cheat sheet. Okay. Let's fix this. So we've got a P, we have a Q, and we have an R. What is the next thing I want to do once I've got this so far? Stop showing the cheat sheet to AJ. So these are my possible worlds, and it's important to keep them separate from our claim, right? So I'm going to draw this fantastic squiggly line that other philosophers don't draw because it looks janky and weird, but it's here to help you guys. What this is doing is it's separating our possible worlds from our equation that we're evaluating. These are 2 separate things. Every time we do this, we have to write down every possible world. This is not part of the evaluation of the claim. It's just setting the groundwork for it. So I'm going to go through this. Oh no, I didn't leave myself very much room there, did I? Oh my goodness. Also, writing on this table is obnoxious. Maybe I can just make this like bigger. I'm going to pause this recording and make this better. Okay, so this looks really bad, y'all, but let's start creating our possible worlds. So this has 3 variables, which you haven't seen before, but I didn't want to just give you an easy way, like oh, this was really easy for me to do. I wanted to give you a worst case scenario example. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to have, like turn in half, cut in half, not like have, like as in like have your cake and eat it too. The number of lines there are, and just start by saying true, 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 true. All right, so that's 4. That's good. Dope. False. false, false, false. Okay. Why did I do that? Well, because I'm trying to create every possible combination of these three variables. So next, we're going to do half of what we just did. So, and alternate. True, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. And then for our last row, we're going to do what we've been doing before, which is just true, false. I guess we're halving that again, if you want to think of it that way. False, true, false, true, false. By alternating like this, we guarantee that we create every possible situation. So we can go through line by line, right, and see that every combination is unique, and there are no missed combinations between these three. This is a product of that alternating true and false pattern I did just there. Again, we're going to be learning a much shorter method of doing this. I wouldn't emphasize too much how to do these three variable ones, unless later you decide that you want to come back and learn how to do that because you prefer that method to the shorter one I will teach you in the next lecture. Okay, so friends of mine, what is the next thing I need to do?
Evaluate the claim.
Yes, and theoretically, if you didn't have the claim written down right here in front of you, you would want to write the claim down. But I've written it down just so we can all be looking at it together and work through this together. So now that we're evaluating the claim, this is very much just like mathematics. Guys, where are we going to start?
Those inside parentheses.
The inside parentheses. Do you have a preference as to which set of inside parentheses we start at?
Let's do Q and R.
Okay, let's do Q and R. Well, this is really interesting because we can just ignore the P column over here. But that doesn't mean we don't need to do all 8 rows, because we're going to end up needing to re-involve the P in our evaluation of this conjunction claim. So we're in a possible world where Q happens and R happens.
True.
That's true.
Yes, it is true. We're in a possible world where Q happens but R does not happen.
That's false.
Fantastic. We're in a world where Q does not happen but R does happen.
False.
Awesome. Okay, they remember their truth tables. Neither Q nor R happens.
False.
True.
AJ's
False.
got it. It's false. Yeah, it's okay. It gets
Man.
tricky. Look at your cheat sheet.
I'm going without the cheat sheet.
Oh, bold
Go rogue.
move. Fortune favors the bold. All right, if Tim can do it without the cheat sheet, so can you guys. Okay, I'm evaluating the claim Q and R, and both Q and R happen.
True.
Yes, got it. Okay, Q and R does not happen again.
False.
Q doesn't happen,
False.
and neither happen.
False.
Ah, you got it this time, Tim. Awesome. Okay, and now we're going to move over to our next set of parentheses. I have made sure I included everything in this example for you guys. So we have P and not Q. This could be something like I have pennies and not quarters in my pocket. I could have anything else in my pocket or nothing else in my pocket. Well, all that matters is that it's not quarters. There are 0 quarters, but there are indeed pennies. Okay, so now I want to take note over here in our possible worlds, which we have to have every time we make a truth table. We're only interested in the P column and the Q column. So we're going to note that the Q has a negation attached to it in our claim, and we're just going to be flipping whatever variable we have over here. Ooh, I very lightly circled that. Okay. All right, so we're going to be flipping whatever is in the Q column. So our claim is P and not Q, and P and Q both happen.
False.
False.
Exactly, because we don't want Q to happen. Again, we've got the exact same situation. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in false. And now we've got P. I have pennies in my pocket, but I don't have quarters in my pocket. So
True.
that claim is indeed now true. We've got the exact same situation again here. And now I don't have pennies in my pocket, but I do have quarters in my pocket.
False.
Exactly. Crushing it. Okay. Same situation again, so I'm just going to write in the false. I have neither pennies nor quarters in my pocket.
False.
It is false. And again, I have neither pennies nor quarters in my pocket. It's false. Okay, so just like with mathematics, guys, what is the next step?
The larger parentheses.
Yeah, outside parentheses.
The outside parentheses. And we can start with either. What do you guys want to start with, the P or the R?
What do you want, AJ?
The P.
The P? Don't make fun of me. My students are going to be like, she doesn't even have any friends. She just gave people beer. Okay, so we're going to note that this is an if and only if claim, the biconditional. This guy's tricky. And we're not so much worried about the individual Q and R over here. We're going to be evaluating the P against the conjunction, right? So we'll look over here to our P column to get our truth value for P, but then we're just going to be looking right next door. Quit giggling about P. I'd change it now, but it's too late. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the P in our possible worlds, but we've solved this, so this is all we're concerned about now for within the parentheses. I'm also going to change my pen color really quickly so that we can keep our things straight. This will get confusing otherwise. Okay, so P, if and only if this conjunction. We're going to be doing this in purple. Okay, so we're in a possible world where P does happen, world 1, and this other stuff happens, and we're evaluating an if and only if claim. What do we put down?
It's true.
Exactly. And we have P if and only if this hot mess and P happens. And this hot mess does not happen?
Oh, that's false.
You guys didn't want me walking you through it. Okay, we have the same situation again. We can see over here that P, if and only if this hot mess, which is false.
Still false.
False.
It's still false. We have the same situation yet again. These possible worlds are getting kind of boring, not sci-fi fantastic at all, where P happens and this hot mess does not happen. So this is going to be
False.
false. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, changing things up a bit. Now we have a possible world where P does not happen, but this hot mess does indeed happen.
Still false.
It's still false, exactly. All right, and we have P not happening and this hot mess not happening.
That's true.
That is true because I said P if and only if Q and R. This is like saying, I'll throw a party if and only if I buy beer and snacks, right? So it's got to be beer and snacks, and they're dependent on one another. So if I don't throw the party, I don't have to buy the beer and snacks. That would just be real lonely. So P if and only if Q and R, which I am referring to as this hot mess. If it helps you to say it out loud to yourself in a sentence, I will throw a party if and only if I buy beer and snacks because I am a good host, then consider it in that way. So let's just unpack that in a full sentence for sentence number 7 just to have fun with it. I will throw a party if and only if I buy beer and snacks. And I don't throw a party and I don't buy beer or snacks. Have I lied to you?
No, it's true.
So it's true. And again, I don't throw the party and I buy neither beer nor snacks.
Still true.
Still true. Fantastic. All right, so we don't even need to worry about this row right here in the middle anymore. If it helps you guys to scratch it out, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to make it red for a second and because we're done with that. We have the big parentheses done. Oh no, now I can't get my purple back. It's so bad. Okay, we're just going to assume that's roughly the same purple. Okay, what do we do next, guys?
The other parentheses.
The other parentheses, right, fantastic. Okay, so we have R, if R, then P and not Q, right? And again, we're just going to evaluate what's over here for our conjunction, the thing inside the parentheses. We've already solved that. And we're going to use our possible worlds to get our truth values for our R's. All right, so in world 1, R happens, but, well, the antecedent happens, but the consequent does not, which means I said, I'll throw a party and I'll buy beer and not snacks, because snacks are expensive. And I buy neither beer nor not snacks, but I do throw the party. You come to the party and there's not beer and whatever else. Have I lied to you?
That's false.
Yes, that's false. Or that is a very different purple as well. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so in world 2, we see that our antecedent is false and our consequent is false. Have I lied to you?
No.
No, I have not. Perfect. You guys memorize the truth tables. The antecedent is true and the consequent is true. Have I lied to you?
Nope, that's true.
That is true. Okay. In world number 4, the antecedent is false, but the consequent is true. I don't throw the party, but I buy the beer and do whatever else.
Still true.
It's still true, right? Because I just said if I throw the party. When you have a false as your antecedent, regardless of what the consequent is, it's always going to be true because you said if. Okay. I, again, throw the party and then don't do whatever else I said I was going to do. Have I lied?
Yes.
That's false.
That is false. I like your conviction, Tim. You're like, I want this party and this beer. All right. I don't throw the party and I don't do all that other stuff.
True.
Wonderful. I do throw the party and I don't do that other stuff again.
Lies.
Still false.
It is lies. Exactly. And I neither throw the party nor do that other stuff. Have I lied to you?
Nope, still true.
Right, because I said if. Okay, fantastic. And now we can just get rid of this. But, oh, that went a little sideways there. Okay. All right, awesome. We don't even really need our possible worlds anymore, guys, because we're just going to evaluate these two. So I'll ask my friends, what's left to be done?
Evaluate the or.
The or.
Yeah.
We call this the main operator, and we're just going to evaluate it between these truth values that we've acquired from these parenthetic statements, right? So we've reduced it down. Just like in math, you start with the parentheses and work your way out. Okay, so we have an or statement with a true and a false. Actually, let me change my pen color. Oh, they're very excited. AJ started to yell something. Okay, so for this final column, it's an or statement and I have a true and a false. What do I have?
True.
True. I have a false and a true.
True.
I have a false and a true.
True.
I have another false and a true.
True.
Oh, I have a false and a false.
False.
Oh, things are looking good, guys. I have a true and a true.
True.
Right, because it's an inclusive or. I can have both. All right. It's like when I was a kid, you can have ice cream or cake, and I would get both. And it's like, well, you didn't say not both. Right? Okay, so I have an or statement, and I have a true and a false. What do I have?
True.
And again, I have the inclusive or. I have a true and a true.
True.
Fantastic! We have now completed the truth table for this claim, which I am going to circle in red, as I would love if you would do on your homework for realsies, because otherwise this gets super messy. If you're doing it in Microsoft Word, just make it a different font color or make it bold or do something crazy like that. Italicize it, right? just make it stand out to me, or you can cross out these other ones, but I do need you to show your work. So that's how you do it. Thank you guys so much. I hope that was worth it and kind of fun. No, do not like pseudo applaud at me. I do not need this. There's a pandemic on right now. Be serious, you guys. Okay, thank you, students. I really hope this helps. I know this was a big monster of a problem. It would have been too much to throw at you guys in the middle of a lecture, but I think as a supplementary thing for those of you who are really struggling, maybe seeing that you can break this down step by step with all the information you have and the correct order to do it in will really help you with your homework and help you going forward. And if this just made it worse, then ignore it. Okay, have an awesome rest of your week, and you'll hear from me next Wednesday. Good luck.